Hi everyone. Lately there have been a lot of requests to make a video on the rounds technique for the cons section. But before making that, I would like to share what is the use case of this technique. That is, what does it basically help in? Now there are only two cases when you can score a low score in the cons section. First is if your attempt rate is low and second is if your accuracy rate is low. If your accuracy is the problem, then I would request you to revisit your syllabus or practice more questions in order to cover up the same. But let's say that that is not the case and your attempt rate is the problem, then there might be two further subcategories of issues. First could be that you haven't really completed your entire syllabus and that's why you're not able to attempt a lot of questions. And second could be that you're attempting the questions but you're probably attempting the wrong questions. And Round's technique is a technique that helps you solve problem number 2.2, which means that if you are attempting the wrong questions or you are not even able to see all the questions, then this technique is going to be of help to help you improve your attempt rate in the con section. Now the question comes that if you are attempting the wrong questions, then what are the right questions? See, these questions can fall under three categories that might overlap between each other. First are easier questions, which means formula based questions. Second are one liner short questions. And third are familiar questions. By familiar questions, I mean that these questions may not be based on a formula, but you are familiar with them, you have solved it, and you know the trick behind them. So now, when we use the rounds technique, at the end of it, you will be able to attempt these three kind of questions and hunt them throughout the process. Now, coming to the different rounds. See, this technique is called the rounds technique because you are going to solve this cons section in different rounds. I used to follow a technique of 3 rounds. You can also use 2 rounds, whatever suits you the best. So let's assume that there are going to be 70 questions in total and 24 questions in the cons section to be solved in 40 minutes. Since the pattern has not been released yet, I am assuming this as we had discussed in the last video on the new pattern, expected pattern. So now, assuming that we take 24 questions in mind, let's divide them into 3 rounds in which we are going to attempt different kinds of questions. So in the first round, your aim should be to scan through all the questions that are there in this section and attempt only the easy and short questions, which means formula based questions or questions that are just one liners that are very simple. Going through 24 questions is going to require some time and you are also going to need a technique in order to do so. So you have to start from the first question. On a piece of paper, the rough sheets that you get, you should have already drawn a table like this so that you can note down which question is of which sort. Because your biggest strength in round one is going to be that you're going to go through all the questions. So first of all, you're going to start from question number one, read the statement and decide whether this is an easy or short question or you need to skip it. Now this decision has to be made within 10 seconds. I know that it may sound very strange, but refer to the video on comprehension skills in order to understand how you can read statements faster. So you have to immediately spend 10 seconds, decide whether or not this is a question that you're going to spend more time on. And if you decide to do so, then you have to solve the question within the next 1 minute. So the total time that you will spend in the first round is going to be 24 into 10 seconds, which is 4 minutes. And similarly, let's assume that by the end of this first round, you're going to be able to attempt 8 easy or short questions, which is not a very big number. So you would have 8 questions into one, another 8 minutes. So in first round, you would have spent 12 minutes in total. And by the end of it, you would have attempted 8 questions. So that's the end of round one. At the end of round one, you would have also figured what kind of questions were lengthy, what kind of questions were not familiar, and what kind of questions were easy but you were not able to solve them using some sorts of symbols that you would have pre-handedly decided. So that would look something like this, but then that depends totally on you how you design it. But keep a nomenclature so that you are able to put it on paper at the end of round one. In round two, you are going to aim at questions that you were probably not able to attempt in the first round due to being not able to recall the formula, or you've made a silly mistake and you could not find the option in there. and you are going to attempt questions that are familiar and lengthier. Now, only questions that you would be left with would be the difficult ones. So, in round two, the strategy of time management should be something wherein you would be spending 30 seconds on the question to decide whether or not you would go ahead with solving it. See, at the end of round one, you were done with 8 questions. So now you are left with 16 questions, and spending 30 seconds per question means you are going to spend 8 minutes totally on reading the statement, trying to attempt the question, and after 30 seconds you need to make a choice. The choice would be whether or not you would want to spend more time on the question or not. This will save you from an ego trap, which is a big problem in the con section. Sometimes we spend too much time on a particular question, getting into that ego trap that why is it not getting solved. So if you set a time limit of 30 seconds per question, then you're not going to fall into this trap. After 30 seconds, if you feel like you can solve it or you're close to solving it, then you spend another 1.5 minutes solving the question and close it. Assuming that you're able to find 8 such questions out of those 16 questions, you will be spending 8 into 1.5, another 12 minutes. So 8 minutes plus 12 minutes, total 20 minutes spent and 8 more questions solved. So at the end of round 2, the tally would go to 8 more questions, which is 16 questions done in total and 32 minutes spent. See, by now you would have 8 minutes left and 8 more questions to solve. This may seem like a tough position to be in, but what you need to note is that all those questions would be mostly of the unfamiliar types or the ones that you were not able to do or difficult questions. You anyway don't have to attempt all the questions in the QA section. Picking the right questions is the biggest trick that you can learn in the QA section. So let's say out of those 8 remaining questions, you are only able to solve 4 more questions, which are probably the questions that were easier but you could not solve, or were of nature wherein you were familiar with the trick but you were not able to recall it at the moment. So start with them first and attempt 4 more questions, taking the total number to be 20. So if 4 is the attempt that you are aiming at in this round, then you will have 2 minutes per question. So in round 2, you can flexibly choose what 4 questions you will target and attempt them basis what you would have observed in round 1 and round 2 and noted on that piece of paper. And this will take your total tally to 20 questions. Now 20 is a great attempt in the QA section. That means 80% attempt. And if you are able to attempt these many questions, and let's say that you also maintain a good accuracy level basis a lot of practice, then you are certainly going to achieve a very good score in the QA section. But this rounds technique would at least help you solve this particular problem of not being able to attempt the right questions. Another benefit of the rounds technique is that since you attempt a good number of questions in the very beginning, the first 12 minutes, you feel a good motivational pump start or a kick start when you start off with the paper. Otherwise, sometimes we are done with half of the minutes, 20 minutes down the line, we see that we are only done with about 4 or 5 questions, and that certainly demotivates us. So, rounds technique is also going to help you with that. I hope that with this video, you are able to design a strategy for yourself. Don't take these numbers to be very rigid. Experiment on your own and decide what that duration and number of questions should be for your own rounds technique. I hope this helps you improve your attempt rate and your score in the con section. If you have any doubts, please feel free to put them down in the comments. Thanks a lot for watching this.